Hello, Black Child by Conti Collin. Hey, Black Child, do you know who you are? Who you really are? Do you know you can be what you want to be if you try to be what you can be? Hey, Black Child, do you know where you're going? Where you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn if you try to learn what you can learn? Hey, Black Child, do you know you are strong? I mean, really strong. Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? Hey, Black Child, be what you can be. Learn what you must learn. Do what you can do. And tomorrow, your nation will be what you want it to be.
Frederick Douglass inspired me the most because of everything he done. He put hard work in order to save his people and his family. He was the first person to ever fight back from a person treating him wrongly, and he was the founder of the North Star newspaper. This has inspired me to treat others the way they're supposed to be treated, even if they're treated wrongly, treat them right.
The person that inspires me in Black history is Mamie Till, and she was the mother of Emmett Till, who was technically lynched back in 1955 in Tallahatchie, Mississippi, for allegedly whistling at a white woman, which a couple years later, actually recently, it came out to not be true. And that inspires me in the work that I do as a SWAT activist here in Milwaukee. Just because a mother who was technically a single mother because her husband was killed while serving for the country, how a single mother who can lose her son could be so strong and keep it together to make sure that her son's name will forever live on, that we will all know the story. And as a Black woman, we didn't really have too many rights back then, and we really didn't have the power to do much. So to see one small, powerful Black woman continue the legacy on for her son to make sure that it wouldn't happen again, and if it did, that justice would be served. And I take the work that she did back then and apply it today to make sure that young Black men in this generation don't have to suffer the things that younger Black men did back in the day.
The person that inspires me is Frederick Douglass because he's one of the hardest working Black people in Black history that I know. He, even though he went through a lot, through education, he got out of it, and he showed people that he was smart, and he showed people that he was talented, and he wrote books, and he got higher up in life, and he persevered and improved himself even in the worst times. It inspires me to do better, even in the worst times, because I know if I work hard enough, through God and through my work, I can get wherever I want to be.
Ida B. Wells inspires me because she was a founder of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, also known as the NAACP. This inspires me in my life because Black history is a chance to celebrate all Black people who have impacted the world in some way. Examples: giving Black people the right to vote, letting Black people have better jobs like being doctors, lawyers, presidents, and senators. Also giving us the right to have better homes, giving us better education so we will have a better life to raise our family. This is what Miss Ida B. Wells and Dr. Martin Luther King and all of the other civil rights activists are known for. And this is why I am here speaking today.
My mom she's just such a great inspiration to me. My mother, as you know, was deaf, as well as my father. And my mother raised 7 children. She worked to the point where she successfully retired. She was a housewife for many years before she decided to go back to work. But I do remember many times of her being at home, cooking for us. She taught me how to cook, bake. She was a good baker. She could speak very well, and she can write. And she did finish elementary school because during that time frame when she was born and raised in Milwaukee. There was nothing that was beneficial to the deaf community until the 1960s when the Milwaukee Hearing Society was formed. My mom learned when they started going to their church, Emmanuel Lutheran for the Deaf. But my mom learned how to learn sign language then, and she got better at communicating. And she always encouraged me to go to school. So I actually finished school earlier than anticipated. And it was because of her. And, it just encouraged me to go to school and to learn as much as I could learn. And she always told me I had a good memory. I didn't understand at the time, but I do now. I think of her. I think of my mom. That has really been my inspiration.
This is my Black history. So from Alexander to Carrie to James to Eleanor, Dorothy, Leroy, down here is Joe Charles. We call him Nookie, and then Grandma Alexander. So that is my Black history right there. Because they all played some part. When you think about the age, the background, Grandma Slater was born in 1905, and I was around to be a part of her life, her a part of mine. He was born in the 1800s, didn't get to know him, but he is the father of this guy here. So I learned about him through him. So yeah, that's how far back my history goes. And those are the people who inspired me.
Oh God, of Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth, of Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington, of George Washington Carver and Mary McLeod Bethune. Be with your Black sons and daughters today. O God of Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, of James Baldwin and Fannie Lou Hamer, of Howard Thurman and Benjamin Mays, be with your Black children today. Amen.